Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 20th. It is 6:21 right now. We have market opening up in about 9 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the stream real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. Good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Sent out. Looks like we are good to go. So, all right, as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Good. Going down to the 8 hour. Now into the 4 hour. One hour. Now into the 30 minute. Onto the 15 minute. 10 minute. Back down to the 1 minute here. All right. So looks like we are good to go here, guys. We have liquidity sitting above current price at 42,136, and we have liquidity sitting below at 42,108 and 42,101. These levels are probably going to get hit pre-market, but I have it marked up for you guys there just, for the sake of it. I'm just going to mark up liquidity up here as a target. As we get closer to market open here, it's currently 625. I'm sure these levels are probably going to get hit. Liquidity is actually really low right now. You guys can see liquidity is currently at 11 ATR. So we'll see what happens here shortly. I think that's it. All right, we're good to go. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 20th. It is 6:27 right now. We have market opening up in about 3 minutes. I'll know the direction of the breakout in about 2 minutes. As you guys can see, there's liquidity above right here at 42,136 and liquidity below here at 42,108. These levels are probably going to get hit over the next couple of minutes as volatility picks up pre-market. And we'll kind of see where it goes. We had news this morning at 5:30, so I'll mark that up for you guys here. There's this red candle. So we had news right there at 5:30. Then, yeah, the time pack news, jobless claims, those positive, negative. Then we have existing home sales at 7 o'clock, and then some gas stock change at 7:30. So 7 o'clock existing home sales. I'll put that up. Looks like we've had the sellers in control since like way up here. Don't really push up yet. All right, looks like we are good to go for the day. I don't think there's any other news events. Let me refresh this real quick. Yeah, nothing. Or actually, we have President Trump speaking at 7:40. So that's going to be something to look out for, guys. Definitely be careful around 6:40 time. All right, so this liquidity got knocked out. Like I said, it was going to. This level, these two levels are probably going to get kind of whipped around a bit. Let's take a look at the overall trend bias. So overall trend bias over here. Looks like we currently have a neutral trend for the 4-hour. Bearish trend for the, or neutral. So neutral for the 4-hour, neutral for the 1-hour, bearish neutral for the 30-minute. 10-minute is bearish, 5 minutes bearish, and the 1 minute here is bearish as well. Looking over here at the breakout for today is going to be a buy. If anybody is looking to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys here. So opening candle is going to open in about 20 seconds. So like I said, the liquidity right there got knocked out. And it looks like we are good to go here. So let's see what's here so far. Morning, Christian. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Karen. Morning, Lila. Morning, Steven. Steven's asking stop loss for. Well, we're doing points, Steven. So I don't know what your pip value would be, but it's going to be 100 points. So 100 points, I think, is equivalent to 1,000 pips. That's like usually what it's equal to. Christian said, guys, is it me or the candles a ninja closing 5 seconds when there's 5 seconds pending? Let me check. So here, let's see. It might be your data. You got a huge sell order that just came in right now. Or sorry, not sell order. Let's see. Yeah. Well, not a huge seller, 50 contracts. So a big seller, not a huge one. Came in at 42.6 or 420.60. So we'll see if that affects, the entry right here. Market's currently open right now. It just opened. This is the opening candle. Right there. I'm not taking the breakout, but if you guys are taking it, obviously it's marked up for you guys here. So yeah, depending on what you guys want to use. So Steven, I don't know what you're using. If you're using 100, or using 50, or using 100, like there's a couple different ways to do it. We have it set to 50. So if your price is going to be way different, Steven, because you're using a forex broker, so your numbers are not going to match up with these, but this is where the setup is. It's a 50/50 TP stop loss for a 1-to-1. If you're doing a 1-to-2, it'd be 50 to 100. So stop loss would be at 50 points. Again, I'm not sure what it would be on forex because you're using a different type of broker. We don't use forex brokers anymore. So I'm assuming it would be 500 pips. Generally, that's like kind of where it's at or where it's supposed to be. So you kind of have to figure out like what the numbers are. You'll have to use a lot size calculator because it's going to be completely different from what we're following here. But yeah, your TP should be like somewhere right here if you're doing that 1-to-1. Breakout's currently running in profit. Come back and take a look at that in a few. I'm not sure, Stephen. You're asking me lots. We don't use lots here. I haven't used lots in like 2 years. So you have to use you're gonna have to use a lot size calculator. We don't trade forex anymore. We stopped trading forex 2 years ago. We've only been on futures. So you have to check it on there. So about to hit your TP right there, Stephen, for 50 points. There you go. Full TP for the 1-to-1. If you want to keep holding it, the next target over here is going to be the 100. So right there, full TP for the breakout if you guys took it. Nice work. Price came up, pretty much came and tapped the liquidity target right here. It's pushing up as we speak. This is a possible NPSV2 setting up right now, guys. It's a little tricky of an entry, but it is an NPSV2 nonetheless. I mean, this is a really, really tricky entry, honestly, but I mean, I'm not going to take it. If you guys want to take it, if this closes above this black line right here, this is an NPSV2. For anyone who's looking to take it, right? I'm not looking to take it. There's no confluences here for a buy yet. My market profile here does not show any bottom rejections. 30-minute market profile here, no bottom rejections. 1-hour market profile, no bottom rejections here at the moment. Volume profile, no bottom rejections. We have a bottom rejection right here off the whole number. This is at the 42,050. And then we have no bottom rejections here off the support resistance. So it's a messy setup here, but this is an NPSV2 if anybody is looking to take it. I wouldn't take it, but if you want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys right here. The ATR is actually really low too. So the ATR right now is currently 21. So you might want to adjust your TP stop loss to something tighter, maybe 20 points, right? You might want to just shoot for those 20 points today because the ATR is very low. Let's see. So Christian said it's closing at 6 seconds. Let me I'm gonna take this off, guys. I don't want you guys to think I'm in a position. I'm gonna try to see what you mean by that, Christian. Let's see. So I'm currently looking at it right now. Mine is working perfectly fine, Christian. Mine isn't closing early. I'm not sure why is yours closing early, but mine's closing when it's supposed to. I'm looking at the countdown over here, and mine did not close at all early. It's been closing at the actual time. It might be a connection issue on your end. You might want to reset your NinjaTrader if that's the case. Well, I mean, if it's closing early, then maybe that's a good thing because you're ahead of time. You know what's going to happen next. But yeah, it's closing proper time for me. I don't know if anybody else is having that issue. Christian mentioned that his candles are closing earlier on NinjaTrader. I don't see it happening on mine, so it sounds like it might be an isolated issue. But if anybody else is having that problem, chime in so that Christian isn't the only one that is having that problem. But I think for the most part, mine's fine. Hey, Sam, morning. You should probably get out at the 50-point mark, Steven. The volatility is too low. You're not going to get the 100 points. Like you should have gotten out right here at the 50 points. When the volatility is this low, it's probably not going to push up to the full 100 because the full 100 is pretty far out. I mean, you can hold it if you want, but I don't think it's going to hold. It'll probably hit, but it's going to take a really, really long time for it to hit. If your stop loss is in profit, you're probably going to get stopped out in profit before it even gets to that point. You should have got out right here at the 50. But it's up to you, Steven. If you want to hold on to it, feel free to hold on to it. I mean, right now, this is a low volatility market, so you just might get a sideways move here for like the rest of the session. Usually the volatility is a lot higher. It's at like 50, 60 points. Right now it's at 30, so it is picking up a little bit. Or actually, it's not even at 30. Where's it at? I don't know why this one says 30. If that's 7. Yeah, the volatility here right now is not very consistent. You can see over here, I have this set to 14, which is, it shouldn't make a big difference, but right now it is, but you close that break. How'd you close that break even, Steven? It's like way in profit. The break even is like way down here. Oh, you entered late. Okay. Yeah, you got to enter right when it opens. I think you should just go for the 1-to-1, Steven. I don't think you should go for the bigger targets because you're not used to it yet. Maybe at some point in the future, once the volatility picks back up, go for the bigger moves. But I think the 1-to-1s are fine. Like this already hit full TP for 1-to-1 immediately. The breakout's supposed to hit right away. So if it doesn't hit right away like this, then it's probably going to consolidate for a while. Yeah, 1-to-1 means the same amount. So you're right. That is 1-to-1 there. All right, there's nothing here right now. We have the sellers back in control right here, or sort of in control at this point. We have a rejection right here off the value high on the 1 minute. Rejection off the, or a push away from the value high right here on the 30 minute as well. Rejection off the value high over here on the 1 hour. Rejection off the point of control right here on the volume profile. Nothing here on the clean chart. And rejection off the resistance right here on the SR chart. So the sells here are looking good if we can get a sell opportunity on here. Yeah, there's not really much here to, I mean, price is going back and forth, as you guys can see. It's just going back and forth right now. Nice. Sam said you got a super 100-point break and retest on NQ. Drew said price doesn't know what to do. 100%. It's ranging right now. So let me go ahead and just mark this up. Yeah, there's nothing going on here. Really just consolidating right here down the middle. No direction of price. We have a sell signal that's pending right here, hasn't closed yet. Volatility is currently at 25, 24. So it's, again, the volatility is pretty low right now. It's low than what we're used to. Normally it's at like 40, 35s, somewhere around those higher numbers, but right now it's pretty low. Volatility is starting to pick up a little bit right here, as you guys can see on this candle. We'll see if the sell signal actually closes, but the confluences are looking pretty decent for a sell. Rejection right there off the value high. Rejection off the value high. Rejection off the value high. Volume profile rejection off the value high. Nothing here on the clean chart right now, but eventually there may be something that may set up. So if price stays below this point, possibly a break and retest. But you can even see over here on the clean chart, this whole area right here is not really. Looks like the range is actually down here. Looks like price got manipulated right here, but again, if price breaks below, we can get that possible break and retest of this area. Continuation to the downside. Still no sell signal. What I noticed, this week's been kind of a weird week overall. Yeah, exactly. Back into the wicks again today. Christian said, I know we're trading, but I sent a video on Discord to show you what I mean. Yeah, that's fine. Same. see what's happening on Christians. Oh, you're using a timer on Ninja. That's what you mean. What timer are you using, Christian? I don't even know. I didn't know there was a timer on there. Like, how'd you get that on there? Is that a separate, like, an add-on, or is it built in? I thought you meant it was closing earlier than it was on TradingView. Yeah, because I don't have a timer on mine. I don't even know how to get that timer on there. If you're using a third-party platform, then it's probably that platform that's having an issue that's included. How did you get it on? Is it like under the indicators? If I can add it to mine, I'll see if I have the same problem, but for the most part, doesn't look like well, it's nothing that I can really test unless I have the tool. All right, so we got price pushing up right now. Sellers actually never really came into control. A buyer's been pushing price up from here. So we have this short leg right here, and we have a long leg right here, and then price is just kind of pushing up now. So we'll take a look at this shortly. I'm going to set the range right here. This here was just manipulation, this lower drop. This was the open manipulation. And the consolidation is actually just right here. Hey, what's up, Ross? Ross said, I see a divergence on the 5-minute for a buy. Not sure if it'll hold. Yeah, I can see that too. I can see that happening. Probably not. Looks like it's just grabbing liquidity and it's going to come back down. So it came up over here, grab liquidity, possibly back into the range. So looking at this over here, guys, we actually have a range up, or a consolidation range up here from earlier today or from yesterday. So you guys can see this price has been kind of ranging a lot this week. It's kind of like the same setup. So like, for example, we had the range right here. This range actually extends out until London session. It actually came exactly to that point. And price is respecting this lower range. See, it's like a break and retest. Price broke above, retested, and it's staying within this area. Kind of similar to what was happening, over here and over here. I don't really like the market condition this week. Let's see, Sam said boom, break and retest with slippage. Nice. You got that break and retest off that level right there. There's a break and retest off the gap right here too. Price came up. This is probably where you got in from. Sam, that's what it looks like. Break and retest of that gap right there. All right, so we have a bottom rejection now. Buys are looking good, but we can't really take an entry here until the buys reset because the sell signal hasn't came up yet. So, I mean, for the most part, we're looking for a sell signal here to come up. Once the sell signal comes up, we can start looking for possible buys, of course, but we need to have that to reset. We have a rejection right here off the point of control off the 1-minute market profile. That's a good sign. We don't have any rejections here off the 30-minute. So what I might have to wait for here is for the 7 o'clock to count, like the 7 o'clock candle to close. If this stays around this area, which I hope it does, I'm gonna be looking for that 7 o'clock candle to close. And once that closes, I'm gonna look for a possible break and retest of this area here. That's what I'm looking for right there on the 30. Same with the 1 hour here. We currently have a rejection off the point of control. So we actually do have a confluence here. We have pretty nice confluences here for buys now because price is so far up. Clean this up. Rejection right here off the clean chart. Rejection right here off volume profile. So the confluences are looking good for a buy here now, guys. Rejection off the point of control. Rejection off the whole number here, 42,150. Rejection off the support turn resistance. So the buy confluences here are actually looking pretty good. Looking at these candles right here, there were actually A++ setups right here because the MPS V2 came up right here. There's an engulfing V1 engulfing right here. So this engulfing candle was an A++ setup that came up. I mean, obviously I wouldn't have taken it because of the messiness of this down here. I wouldn't have traded in this range, but this right here was an A++ setup. Just for example, if you guys are looking to see how it looks and how it plays through. We went over this during the mentoring session yesterday. A++ setup right there. Pretty much hit on the second candle. So I'm looking for a sell signal here. I want the sell signal to close. Once that sell signal closes, we'll have some opportunity here to look for opportunities for entry. Nothing on the market profile on the 1 minute. We do have a top rejection here off the point of control on the 30. Nothing on the 1 hour. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm probably going to wait till 7 o'clock, guys. We also have high impact news event coming up over here at 7 o'clock. So that's something to look out for. We have new home sales month over month and for the month. So we got that right there. Another thing that you want to be careful for is Trump is speaking at 7:40. I think this is why the market's kind of flat because people are just waiting for Trump to speak, of course, right? That's usually what the deal is a lot of these times. So a lot of these times here, people are just waiting for Trump to speak. I mean, pretty much this whole week, right? So yesterday, a lot of people were waiting for the FOMC data to come out. So the FOMC interest rate news on Wednesday. And then today we have Trump speaking over here at 7:40. So this whole week, we kind of have stuff where people are just waiting for stuff to happen. All right, so we got this, well, the sell signal never came. So, I mean, obviously there's no entry there for us. Price is still climbing up higher. It's currently above this upper range. We'll see if it grabs liquidity comes back down or if it continues to push up higher. Here. Yeah, CJ, I mean, I missed it too. We got high impact news coming up in about 10 minutes, guys. High impact news event coming up shortly. But there was an A++ setup that came up right here. So that's the only entry that I really saw for today. We also had the breakout over here hit. So the breakout actually went for 100 points, Steven. So the 100 points actually did get hit here. It took a while for it to hit, but you know, like I said, it's a little tricky because the ATR was very low. But yeah, 100 points over here for the breakout. So if you took it for 50, 50 hit right there, perfect. Price retraced back a little bit, and then it came all the way back up. Yeah, Steven said when the Fed or Trump speaks, better to stay out the market. Yeah, 100%, Steven. Totally agree with you. But all right, 2 entries came up today, or 1 actual entry. So 1 breakout entry right here, full TP for 100 points. And then there's an A++ setup. I just saw this after the fact, so it wasn't an actual entry that I identified, but this was an A++ setup here. We had the MPS V2 come up, engulfing V1 engulfing. So, I mean, actually it could have happened down here. So the A++ setup could have happened on this V1 candle, which same difference. They both would have hit perfectly. All right, we got price climbing up higher. high impact news event coming up in about 9 minutes. So typically my rule of thumb is no entries 10 minutes before or after a high impact news event. So with this, I mean, it wouldn't really matter because there's no entry for us to take here, but you want to be careful because this is probably a pre-news manipulation move, and then it just might come straight down once the news happens. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen, but that's, if you're looking at it this way, it's highly likely. Sam says he's still looking for a sell right now, so we'll see if that sell comes up. Again, I'm looking for that sell signal. Hasn't came up yet. There's a V1 pattern setting up right here, so this might be the start of the drop, if it does drop. I'm yawning a ton today. All right, so we got nothing going on right here. That V1 didn't end up closing. All right, so like I said, guys, I'm probably gonna be waiting for the 7 o'clock candle to close. So if the 7 o'clock candle closes around this area, I'm looking for possible continuation to the upside, possibly push up, bounce off the value high, and push up higher. Or there's a couple different things here that may happen because we do have the value high right there. So if it closes here, it might push up a little bit, bounce off, and then come back down. So this is the value high from yesterday. The thing is, this candle is so it's pretty big. So if it's too big like that, I think price might come up. So you can see the value, it just popped up right there. So price might push up a little further, bounce off, and come back down to the point of control. Because at this point, price is considered price is kind of considered a little, it's overbought right now, or it's expensive. So right now, price is at a premium. But I guess we'll see. This thing's still climbing. So I do think this is pre-news movement. Let's take a look at the news for today. So the news for today is forecasted to be positive. So, or actually, let me see the news over here. It's forecasted to be, yes, forecasted to be positive or mixed actually. So month over month, it's looking like the home sales are going up. Home sales for February looks like it's lower, just a little lower, not so much lower, but just a little bit. And then the CB leading index, low impact right there, it's supposed to be positive as well. So I'm looking at 2 positive news events and 1 negative one. This is going to be the bigger impact though, because this one's a big change, right? It's going from negative 4.9 to negative 0.7. If this number isn't spot on, then it's going to affect the market for sure. People are going to react to that news event. Nice work, Craig. Yeah, Craig closes buys too early, but he's still over 0.5% on his evals. Solid. All right. I'll take a look at this a little later. Christian, thanks for sending me the video. I thought it was like an easy fix where you can just click on the settings and turn on the timer, but it seems like it's a little more complicated than I thought. So I'll take a look at that a little later to see if I can add that to my chart. Did you fix it, Christian, or is it still closing early? Let's see. Craig said, Sean, something popped in my head the other day. You remember when during a stream there was a couple people sitting on the toilet with their camera on? Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of you guys were in here for that. That happened like I think a year ago or like last or 2 years ago. when for some reason, like there was a lot of people on the toilet on the Zoom cameras. I think people learn from it. They don't really turn on their cameras as much, but yeah, we had someone who was like running to the toilet, like she was rushing to the toilet. You could see the camera, it was like a POV. It was a POV version. Like she had the camera at her face and then she was running to the restroom. And then as soon as she got into the restroom, she put the camera down like at the door, but the camera was facing her, so you could see her on the toilet. Um, yeah, it was nuts. And then there was a couple people who were sleeping on the toilet, and it was way too funny. Like, yeah, exactly. Craig said your laugh, bro, was amazing. It made my day. Yeah, it was way too funny. Like it was something that you couldn't not laugh at. There was nothing wrong with that. I mean, yeah, she needed to use the bathroom, but whatever. Um, yeah, CJ said. I remember someone was walking around naked too. Yeah, I think people realize that their camera is on when they get on, so they stop it. There's another guy who was like sleeping on the toilet, and you could like hear him snoring. It was it was a lot. There's a lot of stuff happening on these Zoom cameras for a while. But I think a lot of people realize that, so that I don't think anybody has their camera on anymore. Yeah, Sam said, but why? Um, I think like some people are getting ready in the morning. Like there's a person who was getting ready in the morning, but they forgot to turn the camera off, and they like just got out of the shower, so they were like naked on on the screen. Um, until she realized it. Let's see, Steven said, Sean, when you say one-to-one risk reward, is this 50 pips first? One-to-one just means it's the same number, Steven. So yeah, if you're doing 50 points, it's 50 points, not pips. So like the pip conversion, if you're trading US30, it's probably 500. Again, you don't quote me on it. You got to figure out like what your setup would be because I'm not sure. We haven't traded forex in like 2 years, Steve. I'm not sure why you're trading forex, um, because they're usually not allowed in the US or indices. So like whatever broker you're using, I'm like surprised that they're letting you use it because it's not really allowed here unless you're using like a VPN or something. But yeah, it's 50 points. So 50 points is a TP stop loss or 100 to 50 points. And the conversion to pips would be you'd add a zero to it. Usually you'd add a zero to it, but it depends on like which broker you're using. Not all brokers are the same. That's why we stopped using Forex because the um the numbers were always off. So 1-to-1 means it's the same number, whether it's 50-50, whether it's 100-100, whether it's 1,000-1,000, right? That's what the number is going to be. For you, since you're using pips, I think you're supposed to be using 500-500 for your TP stop loss. Your risk is dependent on like whatever your risk is. I mean, your risk is dependent on whatever your stop loss is. So, I mean, I can't tell you exactly what the numbers are because I'm not using Forex. So I don't even have a Forex calculator to point you to because nobody here uses Forex anymore. So what I'd recommend is use a Forex calculator, put in 500 pips on both ends, and then calculate what your contract size would be. Yeah, I know, I get that, Steven. I get your risk is 1,000 per trade, but I can't tell you what your lot size is because I don't know what it's worth. Each broker measures them differently. Like with futures, we have micros and minis. With Forex and indices, they don't use micros or minis. They use lot sizes. So go to google.com, Steven, type in whatever for Forex calculator, and then figure out what it is, or use your broker. Yeah, you got to get it from the broker. I can't give the details because I don't even know what broker you're using. Yeah, you asked them the same questions that you're asking me, bro. Like Steven's like, I need to get info from the broker. They will need to know some details. What do I need to ask them? You ask them what is, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of questions you can ask them, Steven. I don't even know where to start with what you need to find out because first of all, I don't know what your pips are. You could ask them, what is the equivalent to 50 points? That's probably gonna be your first question. What's the equivalent to 50 points? And then your next question is, okay, now that you have that pip number, how much, what's your contract size or what's your lot size supposed to be if you want to risk $1,000? So, and I preferred limited broker. I've never even heard of that. That sounds like a scam, Steven. Dang, every time you come back, Steven, you're always like with some bootleg broker. Um, prop firmage funding traders. I've never heard of that one either. Well, I'm hoping you're not gonna get scammed by them, Steven. You should just stick to the brokers and prop firms that are like actually used by a lot of people. Yeah, I mean you can use them, Steven. I'm not gonna tell you not to use that funding company or broker. I've just never heard of them before. And usually if I've never heard of them, there's something up because I know all the ones that are trustworthy and well known. All right, so we got this over here so far. All right, so we have the news event that came up right there, guys, at 7 o'clock. Let's go over here and take a look real quick. So at 7 o'clock, we had existing home sales month over month, which was super, super positive. That's why price pushed up like that. So like I said earlier, I said this is going to be the main factor that's going to be pushing price really heavily because it can have a huge difference. It went from negative 4.7 last month to forecasted as negative 0.7. It actually went up 4.2%. So it's a huge, huge jump right there. And people are obviously reacting to the news event. That's why price is pushing up so heavily right here. News event happened right here at 7 o'clock, and we're getting a big push from this point right here. We are currently at the sessions right now, which is this purple line, and we'll see if price ends up. Well, this leg has been going on for a long time. So if you guys can see the leg over here, this leg's been pushing up for quite a while. So it's due for retracement. Great, saw your message. Yeah, it's just Steven. Steven's back. Steven actually hasn't been here for a long time. He just came back today. It's first day back. Came back just in time for you, Craig. Did you guys plan this out? You guys decided to pop back up like same exact time. All right, let's see what we got over here. Yeah, no, definitely. All right, so there's nothing to take here right now, guys. I'm looking for price to come back down, but there's just nothing to take here right now. We're currently at the sessions. I'm looking for this to possibly swing back down. Looking over here at the 1 minute market profile, there's not really much going on right here. Price is in between this area, but there's no rejection points at right now currently. If price does push back up higher, this is going to be the point of control from yesterday. So this is considered fair value from yesterday's market. Maybe get a bounce off that point right there. Looking at the 30 minutes, what I'm looking for is a drop back down. See how price is pushed up from this point off this 30-minute candle? What I'm looking for is for price to push below this value high and then come back down, right? Just a sharp drop back to the downside. So that's kind of what I'm looking for right here. With that said, I'm going to be looking for possible opportunities here for a sell, of course. So I'm looking for a sell signal. We have an engulfing candle right here. So this might be the start of a drop back to the downside. So we got a high point right here marked up or pretty much identified. We have an engulfing candle. This here is a pattern for reversal. So this might be the top right here. If we do get that top right there, I'm going to be looking for a sell signal, which we do have right here pending. Pending sell signal and a possible NPSV2 to the downside. The only problem here is that even if we do get that, we've got a red flag that's like right here, right? We have the London high. So with the London high right there, it's gonna be tough for me to take an entry around this point because there's not enough space for me to really get through. So ideally, what I'd like to see here is possibly a drop lower and then maybe take entry down here. But we'll see. I mean, there's no confirmations here yet. Again, these are just scenarios that may play out. Price may, or here's another scenario that I would be okay with too. is, well, this is a little tricky because if we do go for buys here, we have so many red flags up here, right? We got red flag right there. It's a session, Asia session high. And then we got a red flag right here, New York session high. So we got a couple red flags up there. Now I'm just gonna take these off because I'd rather see the session than see it as a liquidity zone. So we got those red flag. We got a bunch of red flags. If you look at this here, this is this whole upper area has a ton of red flags. So ideally, I'd like price to come down actually. I want price to come back to this middle area right here. This is a good area for us to look for trades. If price pushes any higher, it's just gonna get closer and closer to those upper red flags. All right, we got all these red flags right here. We also got Trump speaking in about 30 minutes. So, see, I was hoping we'd get some like smooth entries today, but it's just not looking like a smooth market at all. Yeah, Christian said this week has been a lesson on patience and discipline. I agree, Christian, 1000%, right? 1000%. It's that's literally what we've been dealing with this whole week. You know, we've so today's a little different. Today we had this big bullish leg right here, but for the past couple days, we've had a lot of this consolidation. It's like consolidation, push down consolidation, and then it consolidated to the rest of the market. Today we have a big push to the upside, but the problem with this here is that there's no retracement, so it's really hard to catch these entries. I mean, unless you want to chase it up. I know Ark's not here right now. Ark on the mentoring session, his goal was really to take these micro scalps. There's a ton of micro scalp entries that came up here, right? Price pushed up, would have filled right there, push up, price came back down further, filled up again right there, right there, right there, right there, and right there. So there's a ton of micro scalp entries here for this leg because this leg is so it was so strong, it just kept pushing up. There's like no drawdown. But for the most part, we just don't have anything here right now because price is so far up. We have no confluences for any sells here. We don't even have any confluences for any buys, really. Might have to wait until 7:30. So we're currently at the point of control right here on the 1 hour time frame. Couple of things that could happen here. Price can either bounce off here and come back down, or price can push up higher, bounce off the value high right there. A lot of different opportunities right here for this. You have a rejection right here off the whole number, 42,400. Price is pretty far up right here on the SRs. So price pushed up pretty high. There's actually no levels up here right now that I have marked up. It's actually getting to the resistance point. So there's a new resistance right here. So it's in the resistance at this point. All right, so I'm just looking around to see any confluences here. Price is kind of just sitting here at the sessions. There's nothing for us to take here or to really look at. Price is just kind of sitting right there. Looking over here at the overall trend bias. So the 4 hour is now bullish. 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 10 minutes bullish, 5 minutes bullish, 1 minute bullish. Overall trend bias over here is bullish for the shorter time frames and also the higher time frames. Looking over here, if you guys are just joining in, the breakout hit full TP for today, 100 points. That's the old, this is like the only actual entry that we identified that played out. We did identify an A++ setup right here, but this was after the fact, so that's just there for example purposes. But the breakout over here was like basically the only entry that we called out and finished. There's nothing here on the 1 minute time frame for the market profile. Again, like I said, there's a couple different things that may happen here. Price may push up, bounce off the point of control, come back down, or price may come down, bounce off the value high, come back up. Third scenario is price breaks below the value high, break and retest, and comes back down lower to the point of control down here. So there's a lot of different, there's 3 different scenarios here. Push up, bounce, push down, bounce, break and retest, continuation. The 30-minute here is now at the point of control. So this is what I was telling you guys about earlier. I said, look out for this to push up and then possibly bounce off the point of control and come back down. Same with the 1 hour, right? It's at the point of control right now. Bounce off the point of control, come back down. There's nothing here on the volume profile. The 1 minute, there's nothing here. Price is just sitting at this whole number like it has been for the past 5-10 minutes. It's been sitting right here at the 42,400. All right, not much going on here. We're kind of just waiting. Literally just waiting right here at the sessions. CJ said the Kodi indicator is telling me to go back to bed or lay down. I know this dude's knocked out, huh? See him? He's knocked out. He knows the market is boring right now. There's nothing going on. Let's see. Yeah, Christian said it's like you say, there's going to be good weeks and slow weeks, but there's going to be weeks where you make up for the slow weeks. Yeah, 100%. This is one of those weeks where we're kind of just we're playing it safe for the most part. Well, I'm at least playing it safe, right? We took a trade on Monday, and that trade, it actually hit. So if you guys remember the entry on Monday, unfortunately, we rolled over contracts. I think we kind of rolled over contracts a little too early on that day. I probably should have stayed on the March contract, but it is what it is. It just happened. So we had the March contract hit TP on the trade, and then the June contract hit stop loss. There was more sellers on the June contract than there were on the March, and it ended up spiking to our stop loss before going straight to TP. So it's just one of those tricky weeks. Like, we didn't really have any save for Monday. Monday was kind of just one of those days where it's like it happened, unfortunately, and we just had to eat that loss. We had a small win yesterday for 20 points. It wasn't the full TP that we were aiming for, but the ATR has just been kind of low. ATR right now is currently at 26, so this is a lot lower than what we're used to from last week. Last week was like 40, 45, 50. This is basically like half the market volatility. You can see over here as well, there's not really much movement, right? These candles are really small, and they're really just going sideways. I mean, if I wanted to, I could draw a range here, but for the most part, there's just no need for that. Yeah, Craig said getting in on the pivot scalp and holding would have been golden. Yeah, exactly. Would have caught this whole bullish push right here. See, the market is so all over the place that, like, I can't even zoom out. If I zoom out, it's like such a huge range. We have the big drop right here, which happened during London session, came back up, consolidated for a bit, came down, consolidated for a bit, and then shot all the way up here. Now, obviously, you can see over here, it's probably just going to go into consolidation like it did earlier. Right? There's not really too much here going on. Yeah, Vapid said, I'm not surprised the market goes sideways after a big push. Yeah, exactly. So I think the market's going sideways here because everybody's waiting for Trump to talk, right? Trump is speaking at 7:40, guys. So it's 7:16 right now. We got Trump speaking in a bit, 7:40. So that's kind of what people are waiting for right now. I think that's why the market's just going to keep going sideways for a bit, because everyone's just waiting for Trump to say something crazy to make the market move. right? He's going to have some sort of input on the on Powell yesterday. I don't know if he's going to say anything good. Or he's probably going to say something, or it's really a toss up. Because the thing is, Powell and Trump don't get along. You guys, most people know that Trump and Powell don't get along because Powell is trying to save the economy, while Trump is trying to just he's on a flurry to say whatever people want. So we'll see. Powell yesterday said some good things about like what the market's going to do, but obviously it sounded like he was lying. If you guys look at like anything that was posted yesterday, it says that like Powell kind of just he was saying things that people wanted to hear, but it wasn't necessarily what is happening because the economy is going through like a crazy turn right now. Obviously, inflation is up. It's going to go higher once Trump's tariffs go into play. Again, I don't think the tariffs are going to actually go into play. Let's check the news real quick. Check CNBC. So here's a preview of like what Trump is probably going to talk about. It says Trump says the Fed should cut rates to ease the economy's transition to his tariffs. That's exactly what I just said, right? So I just said the economy is going through a big turn because of the tariffs. And that's literally what's happening. See, if they don't cut the rates, inflation is going to go super high. We're going to like ultra inflation. But it's because of his tariffs. So we'll see. Trump is going to be talking pretty soon. After largely staying out of the Fed's business for his first 2 months in office, President Donald Trump is encouraging the central bank to cut interest rates as a backstop for his tariff plans. See, lower rates, however, can combine with tariffs to stir more inflation. That's literally what I just mentioned, right? So it's going to be interesting what Trump says in the next couple minutes because he's basically butting heads with the central bank, with Powell specifically. So I think we might get some crazy price movements as we get closer to 740. Right now, price is probably just going to go sideways for a bit. And then Trump speaks over here at 740. He's going to pretty much criticize the central bank, criticize Powell, does what he does. That's usually what happens. He basically wants a backup because the thing is his tariff plans is gonna largely destroy like a lot of things. It's going to cause a lot of havoc in the market because inflation is going to go super high. The only way that could happen is if to balance it out would be to lower the rates. But the problem is you can't just lower rates like that, or we're going to go through a economic depression. Right? What happens when you lower the rates is that people will start to pull money, right? Money will be cheap to pull, and then people are going to buy. Like the thing is, like when people lower rates, they're not exactly helping everybody. A lot of people like to take advantage of lower rates, and they like to gamble. Right? Doesn't necessarily mean people are pulling the money for a good reason. You might just be pulling the money to pull the money. Kind of similar to what happened during COVID, right? The rates were low. A bunch of people are buying houses, like houses that they couldn't afford. And now a bunch of foreclosures are probably going to happen pretty soon over the next couple of years. People are buying, not just houses, people are buying cars, people are buying a bunch of stuff that they didn't need because money was cheap. And we're basically going to have another rerun of COVID economics, basically. But we'll see. Yeah, Shiv said it's funny because Trump was the reason Powell got the role, I think. And Steven said, and the FBI director does whatever Trump tells him. I know Steven was an insider with Russia for a while, right, Steven? Yeah, Christian said, I think the big problem is that people don't know what he is aiming for with tariffs because it's not been clear on that. But we know he likes to get people to negotiate. Yeah, I agree. And Daniel said, I think the car market is one that's going to collapse the worst. People were paying over MSRP for cars that tanked in value now. Yeah, exactly. I was one of those people, Daniel. Unfortunately. When I bought my Porsche, I was like, okay, this is probably gonna hold value because Porsches, they typically tend to hold value if it's a high-end Porsche and a high spec. My car pretty much tanked in value. So I'm just gonna keep it. I usually sell my cars every 2 years, or every 3 years, usually every 2 years. But yeah, I bought my Porsche like a year ago, I think, or a year and a half ago for I paid 220,000 for my car. I was hoping to get rid of it. Like right now, I'm currently at like 40,000 miles. I was gonna get rid of it and get something else, but the value pretty much dropped to like more than half. So at this point, I'm like, whatever, I'll just keep the car. It's a nice car, it's fast, it's fun. So I'll just keep it and then I'll buy another car. Yeah, Vapid said those long Porsche looking wagons do not hold value. Yeah, I didn't get the wagon, thankfully. I got the sedan. So I got the coupe sedan. So it is, I mean, it still has value. So don't get me wrong. The car has value. It's still a great car. I think it's going to run for pretty much forever. Well, not forever, but for a long while. So I'm just going to keep it. But yeah, I'm literally one of those people, Daniel. I was like, okay, I'm going to get this car for like a couple of years and then I'm going to flip it and then I'm going to go get another car. But yeah, over the past 2 years, the value just tanked like crazy. It went from like, I think like 30%, it was like 20% depreciation to 30 to 40, and then now like 50. But the car is still expensive, so people can't really buy it. So it's like there's only a certain niche of people who are willing to buy a car that's like high spec like that. Yeah, Daniel said my friend bought the top of the line Bronco and it dropped for like almost 90K. Now it's like 50 after a year. Yeah. No, exactly. There's a lot of cars that have dropped in value over the past. I think the only car I can think of that really held value are like the G wagons. I'm like, yeah, I should have just bought a freaking G wagon like 2 years ago. I was going to get a G wagon, but I didn't want to get a clunky car. I was like, I'm just gonna get something fast right now, something fun, and yeah, pretty much every car is like tanked for the most part. Nice, yeah, Vapid City saw G wagon Bangkok last week. Nice. Yeah, you don't really see that too often in Bangkok. You know, on an island like that, it's hard for them to export cars over like that. There's only a few. All right, guys, price is still bullish. I mean, this is a crazy bullish push. This thing has been pushing up since before market open. So right here from 6:30 up until now, price is pushed up with no retracement. If you guys want to chase the buys here, I mean, feel free to chase the buys. I'm not going to take that risk because obviously, I don't know where price is going to go from here. But you can see there's engulfing candles here. So we do have continuation patterns that are coming up. So we have an engulfing right here. A buy could have been taken right there. Maybe not for the 90 points, but for something smaller. Also another engulfing right here. That could have been taken for another buy. I'm not chasing it though. I'm sticking to my game plan. I'm really looking for these MPS V2s to come up. There just hasn't been anything here to come up. Price is so overextended to the upside. Like, look at this 30-minute candle. This thing is due for retracement. It's pushed up way too high. The thing that I'm worried about is I'm worried about getting into a position, and then as soon as I get into a position, price goes flat. And then when it goes flat, Trump speaks, and then as soon as Trump speaks right here at 740, price is going to spike up or it's going to spike down. Right? It's tricky. I mean, it is a tricky area to be trading. We also have all these sessions up here, so this is not exactly the best place to be trading. We got to break and retest off the Asia high. Push back up right there. We'll see what happens next. Let's see. Kim said, can we all take a moment to appreciate the image of Sean putting the car seat in the Porsche? I know, right? Yeah. It's gonna happen soon, Kim. It's coming up pretty quick. So my baby's due on July 11th. So my wife is in her third trimester. She's getting there. It's crazy. Time is like flying by. It's flying by. I feel like we just found out we were having the baby and Now it's gonna be coming pretty quick. March, April. We're basically in April already. May, June, July. They have 3 months. That's crazy. Yeah, Steven, I'm gonna be a dad. Thanks, Craig. Yeah, no, definitely. I have a baby girl on the way in July, so I'm trying to get all this trading in. You're probably gonna see a baby here instead of Kodi. You'll probably still see Kodi right here. You'll probably see the baby on this side or on my lap. I'm hoping it's a she doesn't like is too needy in the beginning, so I can still trade with you guys, not have any distractions. Yeah, exactly. Shiv City, yeah, get her started young learning the charts. Yes, so here's the good thing. So here's a big plus about being a day trader is that I don't have to go to work, right? So every morning I'll have my daughter here with me and she'll be probably on my lap trading with us. So it'll be fun. I think, the thing with trading, guys, it's not really about the money. The money is nice, right? So like you guys have seen my profits, like obviously like my stats for the month or whatever, like the profits are good, but I think the best part that comes from trading is really the freedom of time, because you can do whatever you want, right? I only trade right now between 6:30 and 8, so like realistically, I only need to be busy for about an hour and a half, and then after that, I can kind of just do whatever I want. So it's the freedom of time, not the freedom of money, but it's really the freedom of time because I have a lot of people, a lot of friends and people that I know who have had kids or like they're working all the time, right? Like you can only imagine, like some people are working these crazy 10-hour days, 12-hour days, and they have no time to like spend time with, like for one, Kodi right here, my dog, or two, their kids or their family. So, that's the biggest thing I think about. The biggest thing about the trading. Let's see, Barack said if I could look at my friend request. I don't see any friend requests over here, Barack. Let's see, back to YouTube. Sent you a Discord friend request whenever you get a chance to look at it. Yeah, Barack, I didn't get anything from you. If you want to send me the friend request again, I could get it. I saw you join in right here. I wasn't sure if this was you or if this was like a fake Barack. So I just want to make sure. And so Ark is actually here. So I didn't even know Ark was here. I didn't see Ark in the chat. So Ark here, he posted this running with the money. He's so nice work over here, Ark. Ark locked in 4,750 on this account and then 3,590. He actually took all the micro scalps that I was talking about earlier. He said the crumb snatcher is back. So Ark here. I didn't see him here on the live, so I was like, oh, he missed out on all of these micro scalps. But he actually took it. He took all of them and he killed it. That's crazy. Nice work right there. All right. And then Maria over here too. Yeah, Maria over here marked up the micro scalps. So, like I told you guys, the micro scalps work. It's just I can't take them because I'm trading like 60 accounts. So the thing is I get hit with so much slippage that it's just not going to work out. If I'm trading like one or two accounts, the micro scalps would be perfect. They just don't work well with my style of trading right now because I'm trading so many accounts. So if you guys want to keep trading the micro scalps, feel free. I just wouldn't do it if you're copying a bunch of accounts because you're gonna hit slippage for sure. Yeah, we got some more profits over here from Shiv. So let's see, Shiv over here locked in. Damn, Shiv killed it too. Took some micro scalps here, it looks like. Yeah, he took some micro scalps to pass a few e-balls. He made about 10,000, 9,000, 5,000, 4,000. So you guys can see here, if there's enough volatility in the market, then it will there you go, Brock. Added your friend request on there. Yeah, you guys killed it with those micro scalps. So, like whenever the volatility is super heavy like this, the micro scalps are like no brainer. It's so easy to take. Like there's so many micro scalps that came up right here. Maria marked them up actually. She marked up, let's see, she marked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 micro scalps right there. And they pushed up pretty heavily. So that's about, I mean, probably locked in like 60 to how much profit did ARC lock in? 3,000. So it looks like ARC here took maybe about all 6 entries, or maybe 4 to 6 entries right here. Locked in nearly 7,000 for the day. And then Shiv over here locked in 19,000, 25,000, about 30,000 right there. So nice work. Okay, cool, Brock. So let me okay, let's see here. Here, Brock. I'm going to update your role over here real quick so you can get on. There you go, Brock. If you want to hop on here, I'll send you the link as well. There you go, Brock. Yeah, I was wondering where you were because you weren't on the session. All right, so perfect. We finally have a sell signal here, guys. We might start to set up for a possible MPSV2 for a buy. So we have a sell signal that came up right here. I'm looking for this here to push back up and then continue on from there. I don't really have very many confluences here. We do have one confluence here on the 1 minute, rejection off the value high. That's a good sign. Looking over here on the 30 minute, this is an opposite rejection off the value high. The top end. 1 hour, we have a top rejection right there. Nothing on the volume profile. Top rejection right here on the clean chart off this whole number, 42,550. And then we have price kind of bouncing off the resistance level. So we might be okay with taking sells here, actually, guys. This is an MPSV2 setting up, but it's like right at the session. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to take this trade here. This is a huge red flag for me right here. If you guys want to take it, I will mark it up for you guys. So this is an MPSV2, but it's right at the session. So this is not a trade that I'm going to take, of course. Right? This goes against everything I pretty much try to avoid. It's in between 2 sessions here, so it's going to be tough. Like either way, it's going to have a hard time getting past any of these areas. CJ said the baby's first words are going to be candles, momentum, and scalps. Yeah, her first phrase is probably going to be MPSV2, since we say so much. Yeah. All right, I'm not in this position right here, guys. Like I said, these are red flags right here. We have the session below. This is the Asia high. The session right here above is at the New York high. So this is not an area that I want to be trading in. I was just marking that up to show you guys. There's a possible MPSV2 that's set up right here, but not one that I personally would have wanted to take. Hey, what's up, Joe? Joseph, first timer. How do I join and learn the strategy? So yeah, if you go down, I know you're on YouTube, Joe. So if you go down to the description, there's a first link right there. It says Kodi Kai, free Kodi Kai trading education. If you click on that right there, it's going to give you access to like the free course. This is what the course looks like. Basically, you have access to literally everything here. It shows you all the strategies, the indicators, the tools. If at some point in the future you want access to the tools and the indicators, you can get access to this. You just go to the website, you'll click on free 7-day trial right here, and you can get access to the tools. However, the course here is completely free. So if you just want to go and look to see like how everything is kind of applied and taught and stuff like that, just click on that free education link, and then you'll get access to this whole course. It has all the tools here: momentum indicator, trend meter, pivots, SR, high-low sessions, SRV1, momentum pullback, etc. You got all those tools there, and then all the strategies right here. So if you want to learn, for example, there's only one entry that we really identified today, which was the breakout this morning. If you want to learn the strategy and you want to take this entry, you just go down to the breakout strategies here, module 7. It's going to be the momentum breakout. Right, you take that right there, and that's where you'll click on that, and it'll take you to the video explaining this strategy. If you want to learn this strategy that we're looking at right now, the MPSV2, this will be under the directional strategies right here. Momentum pullback scalp V2. So It's all listed here. I mean, we have the legacy course too if you want to look at the old stuff, but for the most part, everything is listed here. There's like over I think over 200 videos here. You're only gonna need to watch like maybe the first couple, but yeah, whatever you I've been trading for like 12 years now, so I have a lot of data and a lot of information here. So it's pretty much everything's compiled on that in that free course. But yeah, let's see. Craig said gotta head off now, bro. Oh, we'll catch up soon. Congrats. Yeah, no, definitely, Craig. We'll see you back here tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, we'll catch you then. So we have a buy signal here, guys. Now that we have the buy signal here, we may have opportunity for a buy. The only problem is that we have Trump speaking in about 3 minutes. It is 7:37 right now. We have Trump scheduled to speak at he's scheduled to speak at 7:40. I don't know if he's still speaking at 7:40, but that's kind of what they have right here. Let me check CNBC. I don't see anything posted here about Trump speaking. So let me pull up YouTube real quick and see if there's any live stream of Trump speaking today. Usually it's televised. I'm not sure where he's speaking at, but he's supposed to be speaking today. Trump speech today. Seems like everybody's looking it up. If you go on YouTube and you search Trump speaking, it's like one of those high search terms. Yeah, so I don't see anything here with Trump speaking. I don't know when he's speaking, what he's speaking about. Yeah, I don't see any videos of him. Well, we'll see. I mean, I guess we'll see. There's an MPS V2 that's setting up right here, guys. Again, it's right at the session, so it's not an entry that I personally would take. If you guys want to take it again, if price closes above this black line right here, this is going to be an MPS V2 setup. Yeah, no problem, Joe. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. A lot of people don't have opportunity to get in touch with like the person who's actually trading. But if you want to get in touch with me, always feel free to hit me up on the Discord. That's the fastest way to get in touch with me. Or you can email me too. It's just up to you. You can find all the information on the website. Otherwise, if you want to scroll down to the description below, it has a Discord right there too. So the free Discord, and then if you want to go on the website, you can send me an email. It's just whatever you need help with. Also, there was a mentoring session yesterday. If you want to have like a quick understanding of like what we're doing right now currently in the market, you can just go to the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel, if you go on the website, it's going to be right here, youtube.com/Kodi Kai Trades. Go to live. And then this mentoring session from yesterday, we pretty much covered this strategy. I covered how I set up my charts. I covered my confluences, pretty much all that stuff, if that's something that you're interested in. But yeah, I mean, everything here is pretty much available to the public. I think we have over 1,000 live sessions. So I've been trading live every day for the past 8 years, Monday through Friday. I think we have like over 1,000 live sessions. So if you ever want to go back and rewatch that too. Ton of live sessions, ton of mentoring sessions. Yeah, I've got a lot of videos. Let's see. I have over 1,900 live sessions. That's crazy, right? I don't think there's any other trader out there that has more videos than me of live sessions. Like live trading, real live trading every single day. It's like I started and I just never stopped. So it's 7:40 right now, guys. I don't know if Trump is speaking right now. He's supposed to be speaking soon. There is so if this candle closes above this black line, this is going to be a possible opportunity for a buy entry for an MPS V2. It is a tricky area to be trading. It's like right at the sessions. Like as much as I want to take this trade, I know I shouldn't because it's right at the sessions. It's like right at the sessions. Plus, this candle isn't really closing above it like it should. It's got to close up like pretty solid. There's also no confluences here. So, again, this is just not the type of entry that I would personally take. It just looks like today might be one of those days where I don't take any entries again, unfortunately. There's a rejection right here off the whole number. If you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm probably not going to enter this one here. You're good, shit, no problem. All right, so we have the NPSV2 running here right now, guys. It is running in profit. See the confluences here. We got price above the value high. We got price currently at the value high on the 30-minute here for market profile. We've got price above the value high here on the 1-hour time frame. Nothing here on the market profile. We got price bouncing off this whole number here, which is at 42,550. And it looks like it hit full TP, or it's about to right now. It's on its way right there. I'm not in this position. I mean, I was really tempted to get into this, but there just wasn't enough confluences for me to want to take the trade. Break and retest right here off the support level. And full TP right there. So full TP for the NPSV2 that came up right here. Or almost. CJ caught it for 20. Nice work, CJ. Yeah, honestly, I was really tempted to take this trade, but I was kind of worried about what Trump was going to say. He hasn't, I mean, I don't see anything with him speaking right now. He's on the calendar, but I just don't see what, if he started speaking or not. Let me click on this. So it says release time comes as a surprise from source, event added to the calendar, basically 2 hours before release time. Trump is due to speak at the Digital Asset Summit in New York. Okay, so Trump is basically going to be speaking about cryptos. Yeah, as you guys know, the XRP lawsuit was dropped, so he's going to be speaking at the, let me just search it up, Digital Asset Summit. I'll see if there's anything here. Okay, he's talking right now, actually. So Trump is actually speaking right now. Or he was speaking right now. Or I thought he was. So he's supposed to be speaking at this event right here. They just started, I think, or they've been talking for a little bit. But Trump is supposed to come up on this thing today. All right, so I got that open right there. As you guys can see right here, the NPSV2 did hit TP. Unfortunately, I did not take this trade. I wanted to take it, but it just did not meet my criteria. There wasn't enough confluences here. I didn't see anything for the market profile on the 1 minute, 30-minute, or 1 hour. I typically like to look on the market profile for opportunities for confluence. Looking over here at the volume profile, there was also no confluences here except for this rejection that happened a super long time ago. And then this over here, we just had one rejection. So I had like literally 1 or 2 confluences here. We had a rejection off the whole number at the 42,550, and then we had a rejection over here off the 1 hour resistance. So 1 hour resistance turned to support. Basically was a break and retest. Price broke above, retested, pushed up higher. It's not looking like we're gonna have it's not looking like we're gonna have any other trades here from this. Unless we get an NPS, or unless we get an A++ set up, so it's gonna be one thing. Nice. Mike caught it for 20. So how are you doing on your eval, Mike? I'm pretty sure you're doing pretty good, right? Or you should be. Sounds like you've been pretty solid for the past, couple weeks. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Same with like what Shiv just mentioned. So like we got the tariffs going on. We have the Ukraine, Russia ceasefire going on. We have inflation going on. There's a lot of stuff going on here that that could, obviously affect the market. Mike said I'm doing well when I don't make dumb mistakes. Yeah, no, you're good, Mike. Like I said before, like this is all kind of new to you, so it's okay to make mistakes because as long as you're learning from them, I think that's all that really matters, right? If you're not continuously making those dumb mistakes, I think that's all that really matters. Because if you're making the same mistake, time after time, and you're not learning from it, that's where it becomes an issue. It's a bad habit. But it seems like you're picking up from it, and I mean you're doing pretty good. So I have all of the best hopes for you because you are going to be the proof of concept, basically. You're basically the newest proof of concept that we have here in the group because you're one of the newest people who kind of came and learned other stuff, and you came and this is all new to you. So yeah, we're all rooting for you, Mike. Hoping you get that funded account pretty soon. All right, so see, Christian over here said he's waiting for the A++ setup. I'm looking for the same thing too, Christian. There's just nothing here yet. We have the NPS V2 that came up, so that's going to be step one. We will be looking for possible, engulfing our V1s over here to confirm the A++. Yeah, no, definitely, Mike. It'll happen. It's just gonna be a matter of time. As long as you take it, you're patient and you're disciplined, you should be perfectly fine. It's really just being patient and disciplined in a market like this, because this is an easy place to make mistakes and take shortcuts and just take random trades, all of that. Let's see, GJ is asking, what have you noticed regarding changing market dynamics, liquidity over the 8 years of trading? When you trade a strategy for so long, surely you have to adjust it slightly as time goes on. So yeah, I think the main thing is like market volatility kind of shifts a little bit, or it shifted a little bit over the years, GJ. We've been trading live pretty much with these same tools for like 8 years now. So the strategy hasn't really changed. It's just I tweaked the entry points. That's kind of what was different, right? Because if you look at the strategy here, this is the NPS V2. I think I put this on the chart yesterday. So, I mean, all the strategies are similar, but these are like similar strategies, just different, or similar strategy overall, different entry point. So like for these here, like right now we're applying the NPS V2, right? So NPS V2 stands for momentum pullback scalp version 2. The other one is the original NPS, right? Just NPS, momentum pullback scalp. The other one is market flow. Fourth is market flow V2. Like I said, they're just V2s to it because they're just different entry points. So for example, right here, this is an NPS V2. We had a buy signal, price retraced up, came back up right here. That was the entry. For the NPS V2, you would look for price to push up, and then when it retraces, like it retraced right here, you would have had your pending order at the next whole number, which is right here at the 30. So if you're applying the original NPS, your entry would actually happen earlier. So the reason why we shifted from NPS to NPS V2 is because the volatility starts to die down a little bit. Sometimes you wouldn't have this where price pushes up and comes back down. Sometimes you would just have price come up and then reverse. So you can see the entries are very close by, but they're just different entry points. So instead of waiting for this to push back up, you're just getting in right away. For this one right here, same thing. You wait for it to, instead of it to get down here, you get into the position up here. But they're pretty close to each other, so they're very similar in a sense. It's just the entry points are different. For the market flow, it's the same thing. Price pushed up, your entry would happen right here at this green line. So it lines up with the NPS as well, except the NPS would happen down here versus the market flow, which is right here. And then for the V2, it's the same thing, but instead of entering right here, you're going to enter at a whole number, which lines up exactly with the NPS. Right here at the 30 price point. So you guys can see there's like 4 different entries that happen exactly the same area. And that's pretty much like the same thing that we did. Like the only difference that we've changed over the years is entry points and then TP stop loss. Because before what we used to do is so what we do sometimes, and Craig's not here right now, he got off already. He likes to apply the strategy called the pivot scalp, right? For the pivot scalp strategy, we enter on the close of the momentum. And what we used to do before is we used to set our stop loss at the swing low, right? Which would be right here, 58 points. Right, so it'd be a 1-to-1 58 points like that. But see how the volatility is so slow? It's going to be almost impossible to get that 58 points, right? So what we did is we changed this from a swing low to a fixed TP stop loss based on the ATR. So instead of going for a 1-to-1 based off, the swing low, we now just use a fixed TP stop loss of 30-30 or whatever it may be. It might not be 30-30, it might be something else. And that's just the changes that we went through. It's really changing TP stop loss and then changing your range or changing using the ATR or changing certain things that kind of affect your entry. So really just changing entry points and TP stop loss. So this is why I always tell people, like, it's important that you find the strategy that works for you, because for me, we've been applying the same strategy, but we just make small adjustments. Like you never see me go to like look for supply and demand or support resistance or anything like that, because for this specific strategy, I've just been improving it over and over and over again. With regard to market conditions. So market conditions are high, we have a bigger TP stop loss. Market conditions are low. Right now, ATR is 20. We just make it a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter. Yeah, no problem, DJ. That's kind of the thing, like with trading. I feel like you should just stick to one strategy and then make small adjustments to improve it. Don't like completely change your strategy, because if you do, then you're just going to go in that circle where you use one strategy, then you move to another one, then you move to another one, then you move to another one, and then you just never find consistency. Because I feel like that's what happens with most people who trade. All right, we got the MPS V2 setting up right here, like Barack said. The only problem here, Barack, again, like we've been discussing, is it's going to be right at the sessions right there. It's right at the New York high. So if anybody's looking to take this, you're looking for a red candle to close below the this black line right here. If it closes below the black line, then that's going to be an MPS V2. But like I said earlier, this here is a tricky area for entry because we have the sessions here, which is considered a red flag. So it's not going to be an area that I typically would like to trade. I don't think I'm going to have any trades for today, guys, unfortunately. I'm going to shut down my laptop, actually, or I'll wait for a little bit. But for the most part, I don't think I'm going to have any entries here. I would need to have a buy. Yeah, CJ said I'm skipping this one. The sessions in direction of TP doesn't work in my favor. Yeah, same here, CJ. The sessions are just way too close. If we have price swing back to the upside and we have a buy entry, then okay, great. At that point, I will be okay taking that entry. But for a sell here is going to be very, very tricky. Let's take a look at the overall trend. Everything is still very bullish. There are no confluences here for market profile yet. 30-minute, we have a rejection off the top end. 1 hour, there's no rejection there. Nothing here for volume profile. Nothing here in the clean chart. Looks like price is kind of just consolidating right here now. That's really just consolidating right there between the whole numbers. All right, this candle still hasn't closed below the black line, guys. I mean, if you're looking to take it, looks like it's probably going to happen on this one. I'm not taking this entry here, but I will follow it for you guys just to kind of see where it goes. I'm always curious to see if the entries still hit, even though we don't take them. But yeah, here goes another setup, possibly. Again, it's got to close below this black line. If it doesn't close below it, no entry. Sam said he took the break and retest 20 pips. ATR is low. Yeah, it's really, really low right now. The tricky area right here. I mean, if price bounces to the upside from here, there may be possible opportunities for a buy. Trump still has not spoken yet. This has been going on for about 23 minutes. I don't know when Trump's going to get on here at all. If anything, I think Trump's going to be good for the market. So that'd be ideal for a buy position anyways. All right, we got a buy signal here that's currently pending. If the buy signal closes, then obviously the sells here are no longer valid. So I'll say the sellers kind of push price down from here for a little bit, and then price pushed right back up from here. Pending buy signal. Buy signal has closed. We got the buy signal here closed. Volatility is pretty low right now. Let me see if there's any confluences here. Okay, so on the 1 minute time frame, we do have a rejection right here off the value low, which is a good sign. We got price right here at the value high. So it looks like price might try to push up and get to this point of control up there. The 1 hour is already above it, pushing to the point of control. Nothing here off the volume profile except for this rejection that happened earlier today. Here is the clean chart. We'll see if we get a rejection right here off the whole number, which is at the 42,550. Possible rejection right here off the resistance point, pending sell signal. Okay, well, if this is the case, then we're not going to have a buy here. All right, so we have, I mean, we don't really have much here, to be honest. This is sideways. Sam said 42,556 was a buy, just lost patience and closed at 20 due to Trump. Trump speaking now? I wonder if something happened. He spoke to make this kind of fall down a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. The sells are looking a little more ideal here. Big contract right there. Let me see what happened. 64 contracts for a sell at 42,531. 42,531 for right here. So saw decently sized order of sell contracts that came up right here at oh, you're good, Sam. No worries. All right, so we have a sort of large sell order that came up right here at the 42,531, 64 contracts for a sell. This was not a stop fill because if it was stop fill, it'd be up here. This is an actual order that got filled to the downside. So looking at this over here, we have a rejection off the value high, which is right here at 565. We have rejection off the value high over here at 575. And we have rejection right here off the 1 hour right there as well. So we'll see if there's opportunity here for a sell for NPSV2. It's going to be a little tricky again because of the It's going to be tricky because of the sessions down here. Might have to just go for the 20 points instead of the 30. ATR is kind of low too. All right, so we got an NPSV2 possibly setting up right here. Let's see, let's go over to the confluences. So rejection right here off the value high, rejection right here off the value high, rejection right here off the value high, nothing on market volume profile. Looking for a possible break and retest maybe off the whole number right there. And then we got price pulling back into the range down here. So let's see. CJ said, is Trump speaking right now? I don't see anything. He is speaking right now. Literally when you said that, CJ. This doesn't even look real. Yeah, it's a recording. Does not look live. Oh, and there he goes. See you later, Trump. Oh, but you can see he said something and it caused price to go up, of course. All right, guys, I think this is it. Unfortunately, it's one of those days, no entry. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna see how this candle closes. If it doesn't close below the sessions right here, then I'm done. Because it wouldn't matter, because if we take a sell entry here, it's gonna have to pass through the sessions here. Yeah, we don't have anything here, guys. Price is probably going to keep going sideways here for a bit. If you guys do decide to keep trading, it's probably going to go sideways until like maybe 9:30, 9 to 9:30. That's usually the time where it starts to move around a bit. What's up, Cody? Cody's awake. This dude's like, bro, we need to go on this walk. He knows it's walk time. It's weird. Cody knows what time 8 o'clock is. Whenever it hits 8 o'clock, dogs can't tell time, but he knows when it hits 8 o'clock because he's like, it's my walk time. Yeah, you ready for your walk? Yeah? All right, hold on. Give me a second, Cody. Yes, he just said Cody lifted his head when he said break and retest. Let me go with that. All right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, hit me up on Discord. Unfortunately, this is one of those days where we just didn't have any scalps come out. We had the breakout hit over here, full TP, 100 points. But the scalps here, I didn't really take any. There was one entry that came up right here for NPSV2, but it was right at the session. So obviously not one of the trades that I would have wanted to take in. So I just didn't take it. There's nothing else setting up right here. If we had a buy signal come up, then I would have been okay with entering it, but it just never came up. So, and the sell entry never came up here either. So I think that's about it. CJ said regular dogs can't tell time, but CEO of KT Trades does, right? My dogs go batshit crazy when I say that word out loud. I know this guy's ready. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys want to take this as an NPSV2, there's still opportunity right here. If price does close below this black line, this would be an NPSV2 for a sell. It's touching the sessions here, so I'm obviously not going to take that. It's going to be considered a red flag. But if you guys want to take it, there's a couple confluences here. 30-minute rejection off the value high, 1 hour rejection off the value high, nothing on the volume profile, nothing on the clean chart, and then nothing really here on the support resistance. So All right, guys, I'm gonna call it at that, and we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. So if you guys have any questions, hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I'll see you guys here tomorrow, same place, same time, as we wrap up this trading week. So, all right, guys.